Hello there my friends, my name is Riskafish and today I'm bringing you a video on Warhammer 2 Total War. Since the start of Warhammer 2, CA has started to spread out legendary lords in the campaign to provide new enemies and environments to their respective races. However, there are still several lords from Warhammer 1 who share starting provinces. This is a short series of videos that will look at where the excess lords could be moved to give them their own starting provinces. And today we'll be looking at Helman Ghorst. The situation with this lord is that he shares his starting position with Manfred von Karstein in Castle Drakenhof in eastern Sylvania. However, Manfred was already been established in both the lore and the intro cinematic as the Vampire Count's faction leader and Castle Drakenhof as the Vampire Count's capital. So where could Helman Ghorst be moved to? Interestingly, the recent Potion of Speed update that came with the Shadow and the Blade DLC expanded the Mortal Empire's map into the Darklands. This added a new province called the Broken Teeth, which contains two new settlements, the Desolation of Nagash and Nagashizar. In the lore, Nagashizar is a massive undead fortress which holds the remains of Nagash himself, who rules for a puppet cult known as the Disciples of Nagash, who view him as a god. In the game, Helman Ghorst is described as a neophyte, which can mean a new convert to a religion or a cult, which makes him a perfect representation of this. Additionally, in Helman Ghorst's personal story, the loss of his family and his mad desire to resurrect them ultimately causes him to break down, turning him into an empty shell that no longer responds to the name of Helman Ghorst, which makes him the perfect puppet for Nagash's cult. Helman Ghorst was also apprenticed to Manfred von Karstein, who taught him necromancy, turning him into a master of the undead, which thematically fits with Nagash. Furthermore, he is also in possession of two unique items based on necromancy, the Liber Noctis and the Cursed Book, in addition to a unique trait called the Morbid Reunion that further boosts his connection to both necromancy and Nagash. The settlement itself also has an in-game functional use for necromancers due to the unique building the Great Halls of Nagashizar, which buffs magic, lowers raised dead costs and gives all armies a physical resistance bonus. On a final note, an interesting bit of trivia that could be a subtle reference is that Nagashizar is known as the Cursed Pit, and Helman Ghorst once escaped a witch hunter called Von Corden by hiding in a plague pit, which could be a fitting place for Helman Ghorst to end up. There is also another location that could be specifically relevant to Helman Ghorst. Helman Ghorst was originally from Tempelhof and was adventurous, using any opportunity to travel to surrounding towns and villages. The issue is that Western Sylvania is currently the starting location for Vlad von Karstein, and while you could arguably start him in a bordering empire province such as Stirland or Ostermark, this would only expand the vampire racial bloc, and as seen by the introduction of goblins and wood elves to the empire in the Empire Undivided update, CA seemed to be trying to break up racial blocs. The damned city of Mordheim in Ostermark did have an undead warband though, so it is entirely possible. These empire provinces also wouldn't add much to the variety of the vampire counts, who almost always end up fighting both the empire and the dwarves at the start, while Nagashizar pits the vampire counts against the greenskins and the Skaven, giving them new enemies in a new environment, ultimately adding much to the variety of the vampire counts. The faction of Tempelhof itself also has been repurposed into a starter enemy for Manfred von Karstein, so is unlikely to be expanded into a playable faction. This pretty much covers all the locations specifically relevant to Helman Ghorst, but if you use locations associated with necromancers in general, there are some looser locations that can be considered. We have Patir Fons, the Madman of Musalon, although Musalon is likely to be used for the Red Duke, which could also explain why Ripanse de Leonese doesn't start in her own province. There is also Caden, who resided in Morkane, the capital of the Strigosi Empire, and had possession of a Nagashi artifact. This is located in Galbaraz, indicated by the unique structure the runes of Morkane, and with the Strigosi Empire being repurposed into a starter faction for Ripanse, this has opened some options there. Additionally, Wusserun and his 2 apprentices, Zacharias and Melikor, who is rumoured to have possessed, could add Resetra in the Crater of the Dead, the Middle Mountains in Hochland and the Forest of Shadows in Ostland as options. You could even make a reference to the Warhammer Dark Omen game and have Resurrecting the Hand of Nagash in Nausicaa as a theme. There are a lot of options, but Nagash Azar is hands down the best choice and lawfully and thematically fits Helman Ghorst. This sadly brings us to the end of the video. If you've stayed to the end, thank you very much for watching. If I've missed anything, let me know in the comments and I'll see you next time.